Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to take a look at this GameCube to Switch controller adapter. What? Turbo support? That's what I'm talking about. So you got a little turbo button, can use on your Switch or your PC. Boom, 4 controllers on one Switch. Nice. So this is pretty neat. This was provided to me from Brook Design. They've got a lot of awesome stuff. I'm going to be doing some more reviews on some of their products. This is one I was kind of, curious about because originally I thought, man, this would make a neat little Pi case, maybe if we can gut this thing and maybe use the components in there if this works on the Pi. So, here she is. Does come with a little instruction manual. Pretty simple stuff. Typically, it looks like you're just plugging in the USBs to the dock of the Nintendo Switch, plugging in your GameCube controllers, and you're pretty much good to go. Doesn't seem like there's any additional setup with that. You do have that button on the adapter for turbo, so that's kind of neat. But here we go. We just take the adapter. You have the 2 USBs on the side there, so we go ahead and plug those in. And we're going to go ahead and test this out in a moment, and we're also going to check and see if this works on the Pi. So it looks like we have to have both USBs plugged in order for all 4 controller ports to function. So there we go. I do have this cheap GameCube third-party controller. Open this thing up. Get out. Get out. I don't have any legit GameCube controllers at this moment, so hey, I picked this one up on the cheap. Figured why not? Let's try it out. It looks like a GameCube controller. Kind of feels like one. But, we're not really reviewing the controller. We just want to see if this adapter works. So there you go. Plug her into one of the ports. You got 4 ports total. And like I said, definitely going to be trying this right now on the Raspberry Pi with RetroPie. Very curious to see if we can use GameCube controllers on our Pi. That would be really cool to use this in a little project. So let's go ahead and peep that out. Test it out on the Switch first, and then we're going to go ahead and test it out on the Pi. So let's get this party started. Okay guys, so we've got the Brook GameCube to Switch adapter plugged into my Nintendo Switch dock, plugged into my TV. Everything's good to go. I got that funky green and blue third-party GameCube controller plugged into the adapter. And since it's all USB, and since Nintendo did update the Switch, fairly recently to support GameCube controllers, boom, it just automatically works. You do not have to sync the controller. You don't have to do anything odd because it is a USB controller, so you're tethered in. So it's just going to automatically pick it up as long as you have, kept your system up to date. This will work. So that is pretty cool. You see I'm using the left analog to scroll through. You can also use the C stick as an analog and scroll through. The D-pad works as well, scrolling through. Pretty nifty. The buttons work as you would expect. The A button enters and the B button goes back. So if you go into controllers, you'll see the controller is listed as a USB controller. So that is pretty cool. Now, is there much use to this right now? That's up for debate. Some people might like to play some of their games using a GameCube controller if they have them. It's just going to be up to personal preference, but some games are not going to be as playable with a GameCube controller because of missing, buttons. You do not have the 2 buttons on the left trigger. So games like Zelda, you're not going to be able to use your shield, stuff like that. So some games are going to be kind of harder to play because of that. But the inevitable release of a Smash Brothers on the Switch, this is going to be an awesome option because a lot of people prefer to play Smash Bros with GameCube controller. So that's where it's going to be at in all reality. Do you want to be prepared to be able to play the inevitable Smash Bros? It's going to happen. We all know. Do you want to be prepared for that? Be able to use your GameCube controllers? You don't have the official Nintendo GameCube adapter, because that was kind of hard to come by, and I'm pretty sure they're still fetching a premium unless they're re-released. And this adapter's, I think it's around $25 or so. So it's not too bad of a price. So, you have to look at the pros and cons there. You're going to be gimped on some games that you play unless they're simple games that don't use every button. And then, you're going to be able to possibly, if they do a virtual console release of a previous Smash Brothers, or, put GameCube games up on here, hey, you'll be prepared. But my question is this going to work on the Raspberry Pi? Because I really think it would be kind of cool to take this thing apart and make it a Pi case, and maybe utilize the electronics on the inside of it and use those controller ports. I think it would be a pretty simple project that we may do, but this is the first I'm using it, and you guys are discovering the same thing I am at this same moment. So let's go ahead and plug this into a Pi and see if we can get GameCube controllers working on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, my boys and girls, so we got the Pi up and running. I have a keyboard plugged into the Pi, the Brook GameCube, the Switch adapter plugged into the Pi using both USBs. What? So automatically, I don't have any controls set up, so the GameCube controller is doing nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and use my keyboard, go to configure input, and see what happens. So A, are you sure? Yes, I am. What? 4 gamepads detected. Hold a button on your device to configure it. So I wonder, since this adapter has 4 ports, is it recognizing 4 controllers at once? So let's go ahead and hold the A button. Brook GameCube, the Switch. What? It actually recognizes the adapter. That's pretty cool. Let's see. I don't know what I'm going to use as select. Z, I guess. No, that's not working. You're going to have to get creative, I think. Yeah, you're going to have to get creative with some of these buttons, because there is no select, and then the Z button is not registering. Okay, the C stick is registering. Well, that's cool. Let's try a game out. Let's go ahead and go into arcade and start something up. Something simple, I guess, would be the best bet. Insert coin. So far, so good. Let's see. So she works. You just definitely would have to get creative with your controller inputs. I didn't really think it out before I did this, just kind of went with the flow there, but everything is working pretty swell. So I definitely can see this as being an option for people who want to use their GameCube controllers up on the Raspberry Pi, in their RetroPie builds, or on their Nintendo Switch, whatever the case may be. The GameCube controller is definitely a pretty comfortable controller, in my opinion. Just a little funky with the little jelly bean buttons and the weird layout, But a lot of people grew up with that and dug it, and you can definitely swing this in the configurations to work for, most everything that you want to play on the Raspberry Pi through RetroPie. So that's pretty cool. So I do appreciate you guys stopping in. Pretty nice that this actually works on the Raspberry Pi as well, so that is cool. Smash that like button if you could. Subscribe if you have not done so already. Consider becoming a patron. It really does help a brother out. Keeps me going. Continue doing awesome content and projects for you guys. And it also enters you into an awesome giveaway each month. Exclusive content, downloads, a lot of cool stuff going on over there. Hey, if you can, cool. If not, I appreciate you guys just as much. Smashing that like button, commenting, throwing out ideas, all that good stuff. So with that said, guys, I will catch y'all next time. Boom!